Good morning and welcome to the red carpet of the third edition of Nigeria Employers Summit 2024. The theme for this year is Economic Renaissance, Harnessing Government Reforms and Private Sector Agility. This program is organized by Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, NECA. Economic renaissance denotes a time of great improvement and growth in our economy. There will be talks about how the government's new policies, together with the agility of the private sector, can synergize to boost Nigeria's economy. We have an array of distinguished speakers, discussants, and special guests of honor. I am Madam Maloved, and I will be interviewing some of the most influential and intellectual minds here today. Carpet is the delectable Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, the special advisor to the president on PEBEC. Good morning, Ma, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So what is the significance of this initiative by NECA to you personally as one of the stakeholders in this present administration?
Well, this is no greater platform than to advocate and share all the work that we do at the PEBEC, because NECA has a whole bunch of employers. In fact, all the employees in the country are under NECA. So speaking with the employers, making sure that the employers know the reforms, making sure that the employers are able to scale, create more jobs for Nigerians. That's why we're here.
We'd like to know more about what PEBEC does.
PEBEC is the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. We work with all arms and levels of government to deliver regulatory and remove bureaucratic bottlenecks. We also work on legislative challenges that businesses might have. So by solving for NECA members, we believe that they can expand, they can grow their revenue, they can pay more taxes to government, they can create more jobs for Nigerians. We work on things like the ability to pay your taxes with ease, automating the process, starting your businesses, automating that process also. So we bring transparency and efficiency into public service delivery. We work with all the regulators at the federal level, at the state level, and with the National Assembly and state governments.
Thank you so much for being on our carpet. We have an array of key speakers, discussants, and special guests of honor. I am Madam Maloved, and I will be interviewing some of the most influential and intellectual minds here today. It's still a wonderful time at Nigeria's Employers Summit 2024, and I have on my carpet the representative of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to ask you to introduce yourself briefly.
Okay, I'm Professor Julius Ihanvere. I'm Majority Leader, House of Representatives.
It's amazing to have you here, sir. I'd like to ask, what is the significance of this initiative by NECA to you personally as one of the stakeholders in this current administration?
Well, the significance lies in the preparedness of NECA to work robustly with the federal government on the 8-point agenda in order to expand the economy, create jobs, attract investors, grow the GDP and GNP per capita, and also its preparedness to partner with other actors beyond the private sector, including, of course, the National Assembly. So this is the first time we're seeing this kind of open commitment to working together, and for us, we're excited about it.
So what is the benefit to Nigeria as a country, and how do you think that the things that have been shared here can be implemented to ensure that the interests of the private sector, the employers, and the government are being protected?
Until recently, we were not doing well on the ease of doing business rankings. With this kind of initiative, the private sector will know, investors will know, government sector will know that Nigeria is ready for business. When that happens, the repercussion will be extensive for the Nigerian economy in a positive sense. So I believe that with NECA taking this position and throwing open their doors to partnerships, it would send the right message to the international community and also, of course, to the local community to prepare the ground and promote Nigeria's ease of doing business culture. That is critical. In terms of implementation, I think it is the duty of all those who are participating here. The minister is there representing the president, The National Assembly is here. The Deputy Speaker is represented. The Speaker is represented. You have people from all sectors, including the public services. So you have a holistic arrangement of actors, decision makers, policy makers, and implementers in the same place. And I think it is for good for Nigeria and it's good for the current administration.
Thank you very much, sir. It's an amazing time here at Nigeria's Employers Summit 2024, and I have an amazing guest on my red carpet. I'd like to know you, sir.
Okay, my name is Chukwu George Ozala. I'm Business Development Director, AABV Incorporated Global Limited, and also Managing Director of Zachus Multi Concerns Limited.
Amazing. Okay, so I'd like to ask, are you aware that this event is organized by NECA?
Very well. Yes.
What has been your perspective of NECA in the past, and what are your expectations in the coming years as regards government reforms on the organized private sector?
Well, NECA has been a household name. I've been a trade unionist in my days with Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, so I'm very, very familiar with NECA and what they do in terms of employers and employee, like the name goes, consultative association, interest of workers. Yes, talking about reform is a continuous process. We want more kind of solution to constant minimum wage crisis, economic crisis. So we have pools of eminent personalities in NECA that can also lend their experiences to government towards reshaping reforms, policies. So that's all I can say.
Thank you very much, sir, for gracing my carpet.
Thank you very much.
On my carpet is Professor Tunji Olaokpa, the chairman of Federal Civil Service Commission. It's good to have you on our carpet, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so what would you say of NECA coming up with this initiative at a time like this in Nigeria's economic situation?
I like to say that it's very timely, very auspicious, and the quality of participation and the way the program is structured is such that we are bound to have significant outcome that will benefit the federal government national policy, agenda. So, and I can see that the government itself is significantly represented, meaning that the government took mental note of the effort and the significance of NECA. I know NECA very well, having been permanent secretary in Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity, and I know the quality of what they come up with. So I look forward to the output of this conversation. It's good, and of course the keynote speaker, virtually the assemblage of the discussants and paper presenters are just on top of the brief.
Amazing. So what is the significance of this initiative by NECA to you personally as one of the stakeholders in this current administration?
Well, it's significant for me because the employer in the public sector space, the employer for all civil servants. So, and the macroeconomic conversation, and I raised it in my speech, the whole issue of the role of the state relative to market, impact on us, the quality education, the performance of the education sector, the quality of education, from where we draw civil servant, impact on us. Also, the productivity of the economy signals the possibility that our policy to deepen meritocracy will bear fruit. It means that we will then have significant resourcing to be able to attract talents and create better incentive and motivation in the public sector. So we should be interested in all the this conversation around economic renaissance, especially coming brokered around issues of employers' responsibility in the dynamics.
Thank you so much for gracing our carpet on the third edition of Nigeria's Employers Summit. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
So on my red carpet is the Ambassador of Spain, Mr. Juan Sel. Welcome to the third annual Nigerian Employers Summit organized by the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, NECA. So just tell us what you think about this initiative that NECA has organized.
Well, let me congratulate NECA for organizing this third edition. Also by choosing a topic that refers to a very important reality, which is it is for government to approve and to implement policies, but it is for the private sector to harness all that those policies can deliver to the benefit of the growing of the Nigerian economy and its people. So congratulations to NECA, and I'm very pleased to be part of the summit.
Thank you very much, sir, and have a great time at the summit. Thank you.
And well, definitely, as I always like to say, we know that Nigeria has embarked on a process of renewal, and we want to be partners in that process. And when it comes to NECA, we want our private sector also to be part of that process of growth. I'm very pleased to see how those economic relations keep growing all the time. So thank you very much for having me. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
It's still the third annual Nigerian Employers Summit organized by the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association. And with me on the red carpet is Dr. Emumotimi Agama, the Director General of Security Exchange Commission. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Please, sir, tell us, what are your expectations about NECA in the coming years as regards government reforms in the organized private sector?
Well, there's no gainsaying that employers in this nation are a critical part of the growth of this nation, and specifically in terms of employment, in terms of revenue generation, in terms of increased taxes, in terms of well-being of the nation itself. So clearly they have a very, very critical role to play, and as the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Apex Capital Market Regulator, we are poised to assist, support, and that is the premise for which the Securities Issuers Forum has been created.
And that being said, congratulations on the public-private partnership for the Security Issuance Forum. So what are your expectations after the launch?
Our expectation is that more companies will come to the capital markets to come and raise funds. The issues around mismatch will no longer exist, and people will feel better, freer to approach the SEC if there are issues around their ability to be able to raise funds from the capital markets.
Sorry, one more thing. What would you advise Nigerians as regards taking advantage of the capital market?
Oh, in fact, there are exciting times ahead. And like you know, the banking recapitalization is on. And of course, this will follow other processes. Because if you remember the last banking recapitalization, it was it ignited, actually, the reforms or the prospects in the capital market then. So we do not expect anything different to happen now. So clearly, it's an exciting time ahead of us all.
Thank you very much, sir.